Big story today out of Pennsylvania. Commonwealth Court Judge Robert Simpson said he would not grant an injunction that would have halted the law requiring each voter to show a valid photo ID in Pennsylvania. We have spoken about this before. There are upwards to around 750,000 people, registered voters, who do not have the required ID. There is no system in place yet to provide a voter ID. In other words, people who don't want to drive, can't drive, and go get one of these special IDs. It appears that even the people at the DMV who would issue such a license aren't even aware of it. In fact, during this court case to enjoin the implementation of this law, testimony was presented about workers at the Department of Transportation license centers who appeared completely uninformed about the requirement to issue free non-drivers' IDs. Simpson, the judge, did not rule on the full merits of the case, only whether to grant a preliminary injunction stopping it from taking effect. So this will be appealed by those people who are fighting this, including the American Civil Liberties Union. It will go to the Supreme Court. However, votes of 4 of 6 Supreme Court justices would be needed to overturn the ruling. The judge, of course, is a Republican. Relevant only because we know the Republican leader of the state Senate spoke of the voter ID law as going to provide Mitt Romney a win in Pennsylvania. However, the Supreme Court of Pennsylvania is split 3-3, 3 Democrats, 3 Republicans. There's only 6 members of justices that are sitting because one justice has been suspended, a Republican fighting criminal corruption charges. Well, isn't that nice? The original rationale in the Pennsylvania Republican-controlled legislature for the law to prevent election fraud played little role in the case before Simpson because the state's lawyers acknowledge there is no evidence of any of these things ever taking place, nor do they expect it to take place during this election. Instead, they insisted, and this is the ruling basically was, whether or not lawmakers properly exercised their latitude to make election-related laws when they chose to require voters to show this ID. In other words, the judge was simply ruling on whether or not this was in the purview of the state legislature to make such a law, not whether or not it is a valid law. The Department of Justice is already on the case. On Monday, it asked the state's top election official for a long list of information about the law to see if it is an infringement on people's rights according to the Voting Rights Act. Pennsylvania is not one of those states that needs to check with the Justice Department before it changes its laws. It's unclear whether or not the Department of Justice can actually stop this law or whether or not they feel that there is reason to do so. Some people have argued, well, this is going to disenfranchise a lot of old people outside of who might otherwise vote for Republicans. But the fact of the matter is that nearly 45% of eligible voters in Philadelphia may be disenfranchised by this. Of course, this is the way that Democrats generally win in Pennsylvania, is by winning by such an overwhelming amount in Philadelphia in particular, but other urban centers as opposed to the more rural areas. So this will be interesting to see what happens. Interesting to see what happens if it's possible that Republicans could now win Pennsylvania with such an enormous amount of people. 30-some-odd% of people disenfranchised, registered voters.